Yo, what's up guys? Better than the average gamer here to keep it real with you. Before I get into the video, I want to explain what I'm doing with my channel, when to expect content, and so on. I plan on uploading every other day for the time being until I get a decent following to where I can upload often, if not daily. I've recently been away visiting family and whatnot, but now I'm back and ready to put out a list of videos for you guys to see. Without further ado, let's get into the actual video. So one of the main things that I see in Tarkov community is, how do I win gunfights? How do I do this, do that? The scenarios are endless. For a moment, I want you to think, how do I get good at anything? You're going to realize that it takes motivation and determination. It's not about getting good. It's about being smart. Like I stated in my last video, if you haven't seen it, the link is down in the description below. I said, it's not about the mobility or the gun skill. It's about the knowledge. What you know is very important. When you go out to see an action movie like, for example, Bad Boys 1. Don't worry, I won't spoil Bad Boys 2 for you. It's not that Will Smith in the movie playing as Mike Lowry was born a great shooter. It was that his decision making was great. It was impeccable. So know this, when you play Escape from Tarkov, it's not about, oh, he was just better. No, it's because he knew what he could and couldn't do at the moment. He also could have anticipated your movements. The scenario varies. So how do you get this way, you might ask? And I'm going to show you. We are going to watch some of my gameplays to get a gist of when to think, what would be the best play, what to pay attention to, and why. And other YouTubers have stated that watching your own gameplay is very good for you to correct the way you play, your play style. And we're going to see that in my gameplay. I'm not the greatest player in the world, but I can still dissect and say like, okay, well, I could have done this better, and I'm glad I did this because this is the reason why I did that, and so on. So we're gonna go ahead and get right into the video. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so this is a gameplay of me playing on the labs using the AS Val, and this was, in my head, I set strictly that this raid is only for looting, and that's what you see that we do here. So when you go into a raid, you want to have a mindset of, what am I doing in this raid? Sometimes you may have a thought process of, I'm gonna go kill, I'm gonna go do PvP with other players, or I'm just gonna farm raiders, or I'm just gonna go to hit every loot spot and get out. You have to stick with that plan. So let's go ahead and start the video, and I will explain as time goes on what's going on, why is it happening, and so on. So right now, like I stated before, this raid is all about my loot. When I hear parking gate, I'm like, okay, well, I can't go to parking gate to activate the raiders to loot them, so I'm just gonna stick where I am. I'm also using my sword-ins to play as a hearing aid for me to detect whether or not there's a player, a raider around, so that I could play strategically if they were to come near me to defend myself. Some people may use the headset. You can use the headsets in different ways, defensive and offensive. Right now, because I'm holding the loot, I'm only playing for loot, I'm going to be using them in a defensive way. So let's get it up a little. So we start off right here. I start hearing people. The raiders are clearing the hall, so I'm assuming they're going to come down the hall that I'm looking at right now at the moment. Checking my back just in case anyone's sneaking up behind me. Trying to make sure they don't hear me before I peek them. Knowing that it's raiders, I know that their reaction is a lot faster, and then I have a little mechanical issue as far as the keyboard and the game picking up how many times I'm pressing shift. So now I'm trying to wait for them to come around the corner, but I'm noticing that they're gonna stay there. I'm also trying to be safe as far as what's behind me and what's down the hall, because anyone can come over here because they hear me shooting. I thought I shot him in the head. I'm trying my best to reserve ammo. I'm not trying to spend that much ammo because I know that the AS Val runs out of ammo very quickly, and I have limited amount of bullets to use on these guys, so it's kind of difficult trying to hit those critical hits. It's always good to have more bullets than what you want, so that you can continue to spray down people and you can be overly confident on how many bullets you use. So I'm, like I said, I'm only playing for loot on this game. I'm not really playing for PvP. So not much happens here. Let's see if I can find another part where I'm fighting. Got some fuel conditioner and so on. Just checking for some cheap loot that I can get by with. So then I go on second floor. I hear someone's running this way. First I thought it was a player, but it ended up turning into a raider. And I hear more to my right. And I didn't know he was gonna be there. My thought process was I'm gonna run across, get them to shoot me blindly, and I take some shots and still make it to cover. He ended up being there, sitting there. Now, in that play there, the reason why I peeked and blindly shot was because I wanted to see where the raiders were. So I noticed that they were both on opposite sides of the hall, and I knew the guy on the right was going to shoot me because I was aiming at the guy on the left. So I unpeeked because I didn't want to get shot by both at the same time, because that would mean I die. So originally when I first came through the door, what went through my head was that, okay, I need to jump across, get some speed so that their bullets can miss me and I can get cover and I can get the right peek advantage, because I can't peek left because that's very difficult, especially since I'm a right-handed person. It's very odd. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna go jump across, get a right peek advantage and peek them from the right and take out one by one. And so the scav the raider end up being in between the boxes, which was unpredictable. I guess I should have paid attention on where I was going. Okay, that part is clear. Now let me just run across, jump across, and then I'll jiggle peek the hallway to see what I'm working with. But I end up killing the scav, or the raider, however you want to say it, and killed another raider, chucking grenades for them to get them to regroup, to move, and they end up wanting to push me. So I pulled out my other gun because I wasn't sure how many bullets I had in my AS Val. So I wanted to use the AK that I got, and I saw him there, caught me off guard, so I pulled out my AS Val again to finish the job. I shot him in the leg, and I was like, well, I don't want to waste ammo, so I started shooting him in the chest. Now I'm still thinking about the raider that pushed up from the left, that was in the middle of the hall. So I'm gonna take this opportunity and probably loot. So I'm low on ammo and everything. My resources is kind of low. Oh no, I'm not gonna loot. Okay. And turns out, I guess I ended up killing the raider with my grenade, and the hall was clear after that. So let me see what's gonna happen here. After a while, I start looting. I hear someone on stairs here. So now I'm just trying to make room for my loot. And if you don't know about the Beta 2 backpack, you can always stack a Beta 2 inside a Beta 2, and it'll give you an extra slot on the bottom, which is more space. But the guys on the middle stairs has never came through the door, so I end up looting these guys, and I had a little great time there. I pushed down the hall to originally leave, but I ended up staying more for the scavs down the other hall.
Contact.
So right now, all I'm using is my headsets as a defensive way. I'm not really focused on players. So that way, if I hear anyone come up from behind trying to sneak up on me, I'll be able to hear them before they get to that point. And I know how long the hallways are, so I know it'll take a while for them to actually come and kill me. Eventually, I would check the hallways every now and then. There's more raiders, so I'm chucking grenades to get them to regroup and possibly push me. Because I'm holding an angle, I know that I have to fight one on my side. So I'm trying to get the grenade closer because it sounds like he's getting closer.
Get down, grenade.
I know it's a good grenade. So now I'm waiting them out. So I end up peeking him. So I waited on him to take the shot. Now look, now most of you may have not saw it, but I saw it when I was in the game. If you look right here, now in this corner right here, I was also paying attention to see if there was going to be any players to come around to, you know, third party, you know, not procrastinate, I'm sorry. What was it? I don't know the word for it, but I was looking for someone to come up in this general area just to, you know, just to be safe. I wanted the raider to push over to the right to peek me again, because normally players would peek the right after you peek the left, and if you're not using the left, you don't want to repeat the same angle, basically is what I'm saying. So what I'm doing here is it's just instilled in me to use this as my blind spot, so he can't see me, he doesn't know if I'm here or not, and so if he was to peek this corner, he'll instantly get shot. But I'm gonna show you. You see him? He just popped out of nowhere. He came out of nowhere. I'm still looking at him. I'm like, oh wait, he's there. He's trying to get a shot. I ran off instantly. And then eventually you're gonna hear him start shooting at the raider I was fighting not too long ago. So I end up going ahead and trying to loop around to see if I can get a better shot on the guy, because I don't think that he knew I was gonna just loop around. So I went ahead and relocated. Relocating is one of the best things you can do in this game, because people are so scared. This is a very, you get shot, you die possibly thing. So people are constantly just hoping, you know, they're putting everything into hoping you re-peek so that they can shoot you and kill you. He didn't know that I was gonna loop around. He thought that he had an advantage. He wanted to see where I was or where the scab was, so he got on top. I shot him in the stomach twice, and I think he died. So I ended up going back to the area where the scab was so that I can get the loot off of him, kill him, hopefully, whatever happens. Which he was still there. Now I assumed that the player was dead, but I couldn't tell whether or not if it was the raider chucking grenades at me and he ended up missing, or if the player was still alive. So this is everything that's going through my head at the moment. So I'm like, okay, well, I don't know if I killed him or not. I shot him like twice in the stomach. I don't see him anymore, so I'm just going to continue doing what I was doing originally, but play a little more safe. And that's why I'm playing really, really slow here, to listen for sounds, to see if he tries to get a new angle on me or whatever. And I'm also thinking about loot at the same time, paying attention to the time and what's open and what's not open, thinking of a way to exit so that I know that, okay, well, I'm going to go kill this guy, loot him, take his stuff, and then leave and go to Hangar Gate, which I end up going to later in the game. So I end up killing the raider. I can't get it doesn't matter. I end up killing the raider, taking his backpack and so on. As you see, the extra slot that I was telling you about is always there. So it's a good tactic that I like to do if you want to just continuously get it's almost like an unlimited amount of space that you get because of these beta 2s. So after looting these guys, I realized like, hey, I'm gonna come back and drop some stuff. So I end up grabbing some stuff, making room for more. I was checking my Discord at the time when I went back to desktop. Not really much goes on here other than me going around looting guys and taking more stuff so that I can. And I end up finding that a geared guy just died, who died here, I guess. Not sure what really happened to him. But I ended up taking some of his stuff. He had some decent stuff. He had an airframe and a SA-58 or whatever. Ended up getting lucky with him. So I ended up going into Hangar, walking around checking Hangar out, making sure it's clear. Let's see here. I ended up checking the body right here. Making sure it was clear. Always check if the area is clear before you loot, which it was for me currently. And I didn't really care about looting him because I already had a full inventory. So now I'm gonna go to extract. And before I go to the extract, I see someone there. I instantly go back to cover and wait it out a little bit because I know people are a little antsy when they just keep shooting. I knew that I had the advantage. The flash went right into the corner. I had this as my cover. I knew as soon as I peek, I can take some shots. The grenade went to my right, so I was like, okay, well, I'm just gonna keep challenging this guy. It's either I win or he win, and I'm winning that fight. I was ignoring his grenades because his grenades were more likely to bounce and go further out in the distance. So I ended up surviving this raid. I ended up going back and checking his stuff. I got a free vase and I took a suppressor off his gun just to spite him a bit, I think. And after that, I extracted. So, of course, I ended up gloating because it's hilarious. And this is all the loot that I got from that raid. Maximizing my profit. What went through my head was, I want to come in here for loot. I got grenades that sold for 13K each. I got a vase. I got a bunch of guns that I do not use that I'm gonna go ahead and sell as well. And then I have an airframe that I'm not gonna use. And then I have a TV that I'm not gonna use. All these things, I do not hoard anything in my inventory. So everything here is gonna be sold, and that's why everything here is gonna be sold, including that killer helmet that's at the top there. I keep my backpacks because I like to just jump in raids right after. But I do not hoard guns. I like making my own guns. So I'm like, okay, well, I'm making a humongous profit. The TX-15s each sell for 100K, if not 90K. The SA-58, I can sell that to a mechanic and get 158K from it. I really made a large profit from that raid, and I only used one key card that cost me 189,000 rubles, and I made over the amount. The morphine sells for 14 or 18K to therapists. So I think that I made a good buck. My mindset was loot only, and I achieved that. So as long as you go in a game with the mindset of I'm gonna do this and do that, you should be all right. Think about your plays. When you have a chance, when you hear someone, take a second to think about, well, what could I do? Where is this person? How many bullets do I have? Be careful on what kind of gun you have, because the gun I had was an AS Val. It shot fast, and I missed a lot because I was trying to hold on to my bullets. So if you want to be able to spray people down, make sure you have the resources to do so. And be careful when you loot. Do not just loot out in the open. Don't crawl in a body, because that makes your mobility really, really low. You're better off crouching to the body and seeing what he got. And if you hear somebody, if you're getting shot, you have a better chance to get out of the inventory and run away because you're already crouched versus you trying to get up from being prone. You get punished for being prone. Of course, it keeps you hidden, but you also get punished for it. So you're better off standing up, grabbing the important things, making room for it. What I like to do is I like to take things that's in my second slot from my primary, which is over here. I'll take this and put it in my backpack or drop it on the ground that I think is safe, and then run to the body, alt left click, it puts the gun right here, and I'll run away and go back to the safe spot. Making sure that your area is clear is very important. Making sure that what you have is very important, because if you don't know what you have, you're gonna be in jeopardy of dying. So this has been how to become a better player at Escape from Tarkov. I don't know what I'm gonna name this video, but hopefully you like the name and you click on this video. See you guys in the next one, and keep it real, keep it average. See you guys.
I live inside my own world of make-believe.